You can roll.
Can I?
You just can't move.
I'm pretty sure you can, right?
Yeah, you can roll. There you go.
Oh, okay. No one.
But yeah, we're live. Session 9, right? Yeah, we're on session 9. Last time we left off with you guys getting, or you just kind of were trying to wrap this like little side quest up on your way to Pronto, right? Is that what's going on?
True.
No. So we are going to
Yeah, this is a bit fucked.
the town first,
Mm-hmm.
while shit is getting fixed back home. Which is basically like about a week. When that week is up, we will. If we haven't fixed the town, we're going back, getting a ring, and then heading to Ponterra.
That's right. That's right. Oh, thank you.
And that was just because like it made no sense to just fuck around in like Geffen for like a week, not doing anything, and then stop by here for 2 days.
Yeah, so the party arrives in Nala, a small village town. Population sub 1,000.
Probably even fewer now.
Maybe. When you arrive along the road into the town, it's a lot of people keep to themselves. They see you kind of along the road, and they'll kind of. A lot of people will like run into, not run, but like hurry into their buildings, close their doors, shut their shutters as you walk into town.
Does the town like seem like decrepit in any way? Like,
not decrepit. You'll notice that the buildings here look fairly new, like built within the last 20 to 15 years at least, kind of thing. None of these buildings look like they've been built for like centuries or anything like that.
well, yeah, no, but it was like if a lot of people potentially are missing, like it could also have an effect on like infrastructure. But there is at least a bad amount, it seems like.
No.
Yeah, probably not that quickly though.
I mean, at this point, it's been like a month.
No, this notice has been up for like 2 weeks tops.
No, it's been more.
It's been like, I can give you an exact.
I've had it's close to like 3 to 4 weeks because I had one point where I
It's
worked
been
for,
like
a
2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Has been the notice has been on the board.
Because I remember, like at one point, I just had like a crafting session for like so long.
Mm-hmm.
So
The approximate date that you're at now, if you guys care, is you are in the second month, which is Pelosis, I believe. If I remember my ordering. Yes. The month of Pelosis, the god of law and order. You are on day 5 or 6. It's like the first week of the new month.
Yeah.
well, I guess the first thing we should do is talk to one of the guards that's there.
Or
we get into
anyone
town.
that looks talkable too.
Well, yeah, since most of them just run from us. Currently.
Sorry, you're actually in the second week of the first month.
Okay.
Midweek, so like the 9th or 10th. But yeah, you can walk on in. There are some city guard, but not much. They will be keeping to themselves. They have spears, leather armors, and they notice you, and I guess you want to come up and talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yo.
Greetings, travelers. What can we help you with?
We're adventurers from Geffen, and we noticed your notice previously when we embarked on a different adventure before. And when we came back, it seems like it still hasn't been resolved, which worried us greatly, so we thought we might check in and see if we can do anything to help.
They kind of look between one another and they say, you'll probably want to speak to the sheriff.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry, what?
That's how that'll work.
Yes, follow us. They will guide you to the sheriff's office. It's just a general kind of building, nothing special about it. Everything here is made of wood. No real stone buildings.
Can I? How big is this? Like, am I about to be fucking claustrophobic again?
No. The sheriff's office is kind of big and open, and there is a little jail cell in there as well. So it's kind of roomy. So you won't be like scrunched.
I can fit.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to squeeze in the door, but once you're inside, it's
I mean,
a
I
big
can't
open...
fit in the guild most of the time.
Well, right, it depends, right? Probably not narrow hallways, right? But
Yeah.
you can like stand up inside the building because the
Yeah,
ceilings are
I
high
can
enough.
be in like the main part of the guild, but like anywhere else, I have to like squish down.
Yeah, many buildings are not built for ogres, but I mean, here they're quite simple structures. There's not many hallways.
like-
There's big open rooms, so it's
Room.
yeah. You'll have to like
'Cause
duck your
room is
head
to
to
build.
go into the doorway, but
yeah.
once you're in the
That is-
building, you're okay.
Yeah.
This is nice. I
Um,
can stand up.
Yes. Anyway,
Yes, you see before you a quite old female human. She's got long curled brown hair, gray eyes. She's got darkish skin, but she looks to be almost 6 feet tall. She's wearing these pauldrons that are kind of steel. She's wearing like a breastplate that's also made of like this iron and steel.
Can I do like
give
a?
her a nod and say, "Sheriff."
Can I do like a armor check to like see if it looks like it's seen like combat in my distance?
Sure, yeah, it looks worn. It looks to be of good quality. It looks like it's probably a masterwork breastplate. Probably no magical enchantments. Doesn't have like that shine of magic.
Was it like? Well, I guess maybe that would be more perception to see if it's looks like it's in combat. I don't know.
No, yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, you see like scrapes and stuff that seems like it probably is from scuffles and stuff like that. It doesn't look like it's pristine, brand new.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah, she's sitting behind a desk in the middle of writing something, kind of looks up as these two guards open the door and let you guys in. You're quite the sight with this ogre kind of squeezing in. Dahlia, I assume you have your cat or whatever.
Yeah, but you know we don't bring the horses indoors. We're not savages.
Right, you guys can tie those up outside. She kind of looks above it from the document she's writing and she says, bunch of adventurers, huh? Looks like you finally felt the need to look at my notice.
Well, we were on a different adventure before, and we saw this notice, and it looked like it's been up for a while. So
Yeah, you
we got
city
a bit
folk,
worried.
you're turning in just like Payan was. Nobody cares about our city, our
I
town.
shake my head. That's terrible.
Well, you're already too late. We got a cleric here who's helping us with that. So you guys can just keep on the road and don't have to worry yourselves with us small town troubles.
All right. Well, if you don't need any help, then really just wanted to check in.
And
So
you
you
can,
found out basically what the cause was, why people went missing, or
like I said, we have a cleric here who's dealing with it. You guys can keep on the north road up to, I assume you're heading to Prontera.
No, we literally just came here to check you guys out. We're going back to Geffen. If there's nothing.
She does a check, looks you all over. Well, if you did come out all here just for that, you can talk with the cleric and see if she needs any help, but I think
that would be good.
she's got it under control.
Okay.
can we find the cleric?
She should be, we have a small temple in the center of town. She's probably there.
Nice.
Go,
Thank you.
well,
And don't cause any trouble while you're here.
Nah, of course not.
She goes back
All
down.
All right, guys.
She draws her attention back down to the parchment she's writing. The guards will kind of walk you out, and as you're leaving this building, they'll kind of stop at the door. The door closes, and they kind of look at you and say, "Sorry about that. Sheriff's been a little off-put to newcomers with the disappearances.
Understandably so.
blame her.
To be
She
honest,
become a
we
queen, so-
we did think it was solved because the disappearance kind of stopped about They stopped a while ago, but they kind of started up again recently. Now, we don't know if it's related or anything, or if it's just it's only been a few people we've noticed missing. Last month, it happened around 3 or 4 weeks ago when the notice went out, when we sent out the notice. There's about, he thinks, there was about 8 people that went missing within a span of a week. And now recently, another 4 people have been reported missing, so I don't know. It's a little too early, but maybe it's not resolved as we think, but maybe.
When these people go missing, is there any left behind of them? Like, are they taken from their home? Looks like fighting, blood, or is it just like they disappeared? Everything is neat and tidy.
Well, there's a bunch of different circumstances. I think in the case of a few of them, there was when we searched the room, their homes, there did seem to be attacked. But some of the houses are untouched, and we did like a precursor search, and we didn't find anything interesting. Just seems like they up and left.
Seem to disappear though from home. Yes.
Some of them were last seen going out, venturing out for one reason or another. Some people disappeared one night, they went to bed, next day they were gone. It seems like there's a different story for a bunch of them. One of the other guards will speak up as well. He says, well, I did notice one thing. All the people that disappeared were men. No women have disappeared.
Age
The more
on
recent
the men?
ones? The more recent ones, have they, like, how recent have they disappeared?
Just a few days ago. The most recent one was reported missing. But over the last... since last week, the beginning of this week, some were reported missing, and then 2 days ago we had another report of someone missing, so a total of 4 in the last 3 to 4 days.
How old are they about everybody?
Yes, all fairly young men between the ages of 16 to 30.
So about
No
the
older,
working age.
no older men than that have been gone missing.
Would
I
you say
whispered to
that's
Dahlia, that's gotta be the succulents.
Would you say there's any common thing between them all? Like, they all are strong, they all live alone, don't stuff like that.
No, some of them had spouses, some of them Frey, some of them strong. I don't think there's any common thing I can think of in that regard.
I appreciate you letting us know, and guess we'll go and talk to this clerk.
Yes, she's a little eccentric, I guess is the word. But she claims to
I
be
travel
able to...
around with him. I don't think you can meet anyone that's more weird.
I put both hands up like this. It's like, excuse me. Anyway.
Oh.
Do you know what she's a cleric of?
Oh, yes. She's a cleric of Serial, and I believe she claimed that she sensed we angered the goddess of the moon, and that's why our people have gone missing. So she's been performing rituals all the last few weeks to, and we thought it solved it since the disappearance stopped since her arrival, but now they started up again. So I'm not too sure what's going on.
Did she have a reason she thought you angered the goddess of the moon? Like something you did? Or was that just her blanket assumption based on...
To be honest, I'm not really sure of the details. You can go ask her about it, I guess.
But you did say did they all disappear at night?
I don't think the trouble with missing people is we don't know exactly when they gone missing. They have to be missing for some time before people
Yeah,
say
but
they're
I'm sure
missing.
people
but-
report the last time they remember seeing them. Does it seem like it was all at night? Are there people that are plausibly going
A lot of
disappearing during the
them
day?
did. A lot of them did disappear overnight, but some of them were last seen venturing out in the late afternoon or during the day to go do whatever they do. Some of them are ranging, some hunting, and they just never came back. So, who knows when they, quote unquote, disappeared?
People that ventured out, did they all head the same direction or all over?
Not that I can recall. It seems like people would leave either way, ranging quite nearby the city within an hour or two. A lot of them hunt their own food. They would go wherever you would do that, and some of them just never came back.
Enough.
Well, off we go.
But yes, after you talk to the cleric, we can, if you are all still interested in helping, we can show you some of the homes of the missing people if you're interested. If not,
Thank you.
we'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will nod to you and go about their patrolling. And you guys can head to the center of the city to the temple if you wish.
Let's go.
The temple looks to be one of the only, or the longest standing structures. It has some stonework in it, but it's mostly of wooden construction. It seems to have been recently renovated, or at least an addition to it. It seems to have increased in size recently. You can see a bunch of lumber, and there are some people still working on the outside of it, mending some boards and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys can head inside, and it is mostly a big open room. There are crude wooden statues to all the gods in here. You can see a female cleric around the statue of Cyril, adorning it with trinkets and placing things around it and chanting some words, burning some incense around it.
Do I see a statue too often?
Yes, yeah.
Gork is just gonna go over there and lay a gold apiece, basically. No problem. He hasn't been by the God of Commerce in a while, so.
Yeah, you can lay a gold down below the statue. And there are there's not many people in here. There's 2 or 3 acolytes roaming around, cleaning things, sweeping up, and the main cleric here who's doing her thing. Do you guys want to go disturb her or wait till she's done?
We can probably wait a little bit.
If it looks like she's praying, then yeah, no.
Yeah. This will take, I think this takes 10 minutes. But while that's going on, one of the acolytes will approach you and say, hello, can I help you all?
Yes, hi there. We're adventurers from Geffen, and we thought we might be able to help with the current disappearances.
Oh!
And we heard that the mother around here is looking into it for the most part.
Yes, you've heard right. She's our godsend. He motions to the other acolytes. We've recently taken up the robes to Cyril, and thanks for her coming here and solving our problems.
Lovely.
But
Well,
we heard that the problems might still be going on, though.
Oh, nonsense. People go missing all the time. The streak of missing people earlier, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, that was unheard of. There was many people all at once.
But 4 people over 4 days is normal.
He kind of looks a little confused. I think you've misheard. I don't think it's nearly that much. I think I heard one of those people, they've only been reported, quoting air quotes, missing for a day. They're probably out still hunting. Many hunters here are gone for several days. Before, you had to be missing for many days before it was considered you were missing. Now everyone's in a panic, quick to, so if someone hasn't seen since lunch, they're missing apparently. No, we place our trust in the mother. She's taking care of us.
Sense motive. I don't trust this guy.
Sure. Yeah, he seems earnest. He doesn't seem to be
Just
like...
believes, man.
Yeah, or something.
But since you're here anyway, you can give homage to the goddess of the moon, of the night. Pray for safe travels on your way back. Sorry you came all this way for nothing, but...
Well,
Still do want to talk to...
Of course. Did you bring any tribute?
Well, I left my
always.
tribute
And
to...
you know, I shake a coin purse.
Yes, the church is in need of donations.
Yep. I'm gonna put down 10 gold donation.
Oh, thank you. The mother would be most pleased to speak with you from such a wealthy donation to the church. He'll scoop up the coins and put them in a pouch. Well, once she's done with her prayers, I will bring her to you. You know.
No problem. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, and unless you guys want to do anything while you wait the extra few minutes.
Just gonna be like,
think
that
I'm
guy was a
good.
fucking idiot.
Yep.
Him and the sheriff are both really weird about, like, everything's fine now.
Well, because if he admits things aren't fine, then he has to admit that his new special cleric isn't actually solving the problems, which then he has to admit that maybe
The sheriff says
the
she,
roads.
by the way.
No, I was referring
Well,
to
she was
the,
talking to
this
that guy.
The alkalite. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the sheriff.
No.
Okay, this guy was guy.
Yeah.
I just brought it up too, her being annoyed that we came late. So,
Which is fair enough.
yeah, that feels weird.
Yeah, a few minutes will pass, and the acolyte will tap her on the shoulder after she's done her prayers and point to all of you, and she'll nod. She will collect herself, and yeah, she'll walk on over. She looks to be a pretty young female human. She has short, straight black hair and these gray eyes. She's about 5'5". She's got a very. You'll notice that she does have. She's wearing a kind of a short sleeve robe, and you'll notice this large scar on her left arm. It's her only discernible feature. Otherwise, she looks like a fairly attractive middle-aged female. And she'll greet you, and she'll look at all of you and say, "Oh, hello! I'm told you're here to help me with the troubles this town has been facing, but
Yes.
not to worry. I've settled it between myself and the goddess Serial."
We have heard.
She kind of squints at you, Gorg, and she says, she kind of goes up, she like sniffs a bit. "Oh, you've done something bad at night, I think. The goddess has..." She kind of just like waves her hand around. "You have bad vibes with the goddess. You must cleanse yourself. I can do this for you for a price. It'll cost some supplies, but..."
I'm fine.
"Well, to each their own. If you wish to walk around with the..."
Actually, can I sense motive on that?
Sure.
That
Yeah, I mean, she seems earnest in her belief, at least. She believes it to be true, at least to you. It seems that way. Well, if you would like to walk around, I hope you don't do any adventuring at night. It seems the goddess has marked you for some misfortune or some other.
Adventuring at night is dangerous enough as it is. Even more
indeed.
dangerous with something looming over our heads, so wouldn't want to do that.
Exactly. So you do want the cleansing?
We don't want any of your cleansing.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's totally up to him. If he doesn't want it, he doesn't want it.
Oh, of course. I can only bring the deer to the pond to drink. I can't force it.
Fair enough.
Can I make an on-train relation check to like see if I recall the relationship between Arfin and Serial?
No. You can just
Okay.
make your assumptions. If you don't have a rank in it yet, you can't make the check for that, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I heard you've come a long way for the problem only to be solved. I would ask, though, if you wouldn't mind doing a task for a holy person. Whatever reward was being offered in the guild, you should tell them to ferry it here. I've solved the issue.
But you haven't, so we won't.
Excuse me, young lady. What do you mean?
I mean, the guards are telling us there are more disappearances that just happened earlier last week. So, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but we're going to go investigate those disappearances and see if this is actually solved. If we find that it's actually solved, sure, I'll tell the guild they should ferry the gold up here. But I suspect it's not actually solved, and in that case, we're going to get to the bottom of it, and then we'll be taking that reward.
And the big if, these new recent disappearances are happening, they are unrelated to the problem I already solved.
How would you know? How would you know?
How does a cleric pray for a circle of spell? I spoke with the goddess. I heard her sweet words on me. This town was cursed
Bullshit.
since it's... Excuse me, you watch your words in the temple.
The gods only talk to those of extremely high power, and no offense,
Exactly.
No.
How dare you insult a cleric in her temple?
And I'm sorry, what evidence do you have that this town did anything to insult Serial? Like, what did they do? What was their insult to the goddess of the moon that they were being punished for?
I have my evidence, but you sound unruly and unfaithful, so I don't think I need to show it to you.
To my gods, but...
Oh, really? What goddess do you serve? Would they be approving of the way you speak to one such as a servant of Serial?
I think the gods don't really care how I speak as long as I'm not
they do.
blaspheming their name or saying something against them.
You are saying something against one of their servants.
I
You don't
am
look to be a
saying
cleric of any sort.
I don't have to be a cleric to worship a god.
Of course not.
Or gods.
But clerics
plural.
are of the holiest. They devote
well, good
themselves
for you.
completely to a god.
Whoop-de-flip-and-do. I devout myself to two because I realize not just
One's
one
not
is
good
better than
enough
the
for
other.
you. Mm.
I wouldn't say not good enough. I'm just smart enough
Can
to
one
realize
truly-
that multiple gods serve different purposes.
Can one truly
I go
be
like
as
to the
devout?
acolyte and I go like, is there a toilet around here? I just,
Yes. He'll point you to. He'll point you to a little
gotta extract
side.
myself from that situation. I can't handle religion talk at all.
Yeah, give me a perception as he kind of points you out to.
Yeah.
There's a few other closed doors in here.
There it is. Perception.
Yeah, you do notice there's two other doors. One door he's indicating to you is the washroom, and another door you notice it has an okay lock on it. But that's, and then the rest is it's just one big room with these two doors.
Duly noted.
Yeah, he points you. You can go to the washroom if you want.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to our religion talk. Unlike your closed-mindedness, I realize that certain gods have to work together to serve a general purpose, which is why I worship more than just one.
Sure.
Because guess what? When you look at the god of rebirth, Kala, how can you have rebirth if you don't have death, aka Forno? Things work together in conjunction.
Yes, all gods play their part and all function together.
So why should we worship just one?
You can worship as many as you like, but the value of your worship, can it truly match mine when I devote all of mine to one, and you are split between two? I'm not saying all should not be respected and revered, but there are devotees to specific ones, and the value of them are different. I am able to devote 100% of my prayers and devotion to one, while you must split your time between two.
Well, good thing they both care about different things. So in one instance, where it's something's time to die, Kala probably wants it to be reborn, and Forno wants it to die. Guess what? I get to serve both with one purpose.
Whatever you
All
tell
I'm
yourself.
saying is if you can't give us the reason why this town...
I
upset
can give it
cereal.
to you. I just won't. You are rather rude and disrespectful.
Well, you're kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so I don't really like you.
Excuse me. You should watch your tone in the presence of such a powerful cleric.
I'm not scared of you.
I don't wish to instill fear in you. I wish to instill respect.
Oh, such a powerful cleric. Like, what is that if not trying to
Talia,
instill
Talia,
fear in someone?
Dahlia, I think maybe it'd be good if you go outside and get some fresh air, love.
I agree. Some fresh air for the Kala lover.
No, I'll stay here.
Gork will lower his head and whisper something in your ear.
She will make a DC 25 perception check to hear whispers, which she will fail. Back in the washroom, it's simplistic in nature. There's a small wooden little cutout hole. If you look down, you'll see some oozing blob at the bottom.
Alright. This other room, is this next to this room?
Yes.
Did you just say
Perfect.
there's an oozing blob?
Yeah, the bottom of this
Yeah,
cutout hole.
It's, you know, it's the classic ooze toilet, you know?
Indeed.
The fuck?
No, they take care of all of your shit literally.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what I'm gonna
I
do
went to the toilet.
is I'm gonna go to the wall that is essentially between me and whatever other room there is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
just
I'm going
wooden
to-
panels.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch it with both hands. I'm gonna enable my X-ray vision and see what's in the other room.
And what is this X-ray vision from?
I can show you. It is from my gloves of reconnaissance.
So
Material's no more than 5 feet thick. I assume this is
Oh,
not more than 5 feet thick.
No, not at all. Once per day for up to 1 minute.
Yup.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Your eyes reveal the room next to you. You can see through it. There is a chest on the floor right behind this wall. You see a table with a bunch of shelves. There are a bunch of scrolls in these little boxes, like square little shelves for scrolls. And you see on the table there is 8 potions.
Okay, so it seems like where they keep their shit. And they don't seem to be too terribly bad off, not gonna lie. Anyway.
Yeah, it
gonna-
does
gonna
seem
stop doing that.
way more stocked than a little shanty town should be, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I finish my business in the washroom and gonna go back out and see the people missing. I'm like, oh. Look around a little bit confused.
Well, wait, did Whitney? Did you?
I don't know.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I whispered
Oh.
that to.
Yeah,
with,
what
Talia.
do you
I
guys
don't know
do?
if she leaves.
I guess, whatever. I'll go outside.
All right, yeah. So
Um,
Gerald does come out to a missing.
I am
Dahlia.
so sorry for the way she behaved. She, I don't know. I guess she woke up on the wrong side this morning.
Yes. What may I ask? What did she do? Clearly she seems some sort of a ranger. I saw she had
She likes animals and nature.
one of those druids. They pretend they're pseudo clerics. They don't know what they're doing.
If you wouldn't mind me asking, I would love to know your reason why
why you think that the people here had offended Serial.
And do you have any prominent religious symbols on display?
Yeah, I've
You know?
legitimate. You can see Arthur on Gorns, like he walks around with the coin constantly. So.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, she looks at you over and she says, yes, you seem, although you seem to have been, at some point, not cursed, but given some sort of hex or something in the name of Serial. You seem respectful. I can tell you what happened here. I don't know if you are a good student of history, but this town has seen calamity in the past, decimated by dragons, cursed by the fires of war, only to be rebuilt by, I believe, worshippers of Kala. Although where they sourced their lumber was the woods of the night, a specific woods enchanted by the goddess Serial herself, not for the purview of worshippers of Kala. They should have known better. They did not source their materials where they should have, and thus incurred the curse of Serial, imbued in the very woods of this town. I've spent the last few weeks cleansing buildings, performing rituals, burning numerous incense, and expending my wares. I'm doing the goddess's work here to try and recompense for their unknowing slights.
Mighty kind of you to do that for these people.
Mm-hmm.
If I might ask, what do you think the reason might be that I have slighted her holiness?
There are a number of things you could have done. You could have offended one of my kind, a devotee of Serial, and they may have put a hex on you. You may have done something at night that was favorable, and the goddess could have been looking in that specific area, and you might have done something that offended her.
Usually by you, Nidus Smith, which I would think at least Arthur would appreciate. Me working towards my craft to bring the commerce to the world.
Yes, unfortunately I'm not an expert on these things. I don't know exactly what you could have done. It could be in hundreds of small things. Like I said, it's not like you're cursed. It's more of an aura. You seem to attract ill will towards you at night. I'm not sure what you did, but like I said, I could help remedy this for a small fee.
I might take you up on that offer, but for now at least, I am fine. There hasn't been any issues so far, but I will keep that to heart if something should happen. But might be to this, I will seek you out again, of course.
Very well, very well.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, the name's Gork.
As he reaches his hand out.
Yeah, she will shake your hand. She says, "My name is Maywin."
You said Maywin?
Mm-hmm. I can put it in chat how I'm spelling
I'm guessing
it.
it's just like it says like May and Win.
Yeah.
Oh no, a bit different. Okay.
Sounds like an elven name.
Yeah, it does sound pretty elvish, but she's clearly human.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gerald, you come out and you just see Gorg talking to this cleric still. Dahlia seems to have left. But...
Yeah.
Ah, Joel, you done in the bathroom then, yes?
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm sure you washed your hands, right?
Of course.
Oh, that
Nice.
neat freak on fast Joe used holy water to wash them.
I hope not. Holy water's expensive.
I tell him that, but he drinks it like it's common water.
Drinks holy water? I hope you've not used our stock to do such things.
Oh, no, he uses his own.
Oh, okay. Well, each their own.
He's
I
weird.
feel like I'm being a little bit slandered here, but anyway.
Yes. Well, Joel, I think we can head out now, man. Things seem fine here now.
Okay. All right, good. Well, we'll see
I'm
you around,
outside
lady.
looking for intelligent birds to talk to.
Let's go.
Sure. Give me a D100. See what kind of birds are around.
Hopefully they ain't pitching.
Whoa.
Sheesh! You found a rock. Holy shit.
You actually
I think that's
found
the
like
first time I've
ga-
ever.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you not a usual sight here, but you will find a raven nearby, which are very smart creatures.
Oh, I'm gonna have to BRB.
Sure.
I'm communing with said raven.
Excellent. Commune with birds. You utter a question in the form of a low-pitched bird call that can be heard up to a mile away and can understand the response given by birds in the area. All right, what's your question that you call forth?
I guess I would be putting out the question, like, have any of you seen, people in the night being, like, taken away from this town or something, like, people, like, leaving this town at night oddly or something to that extent?
Mm.
And I got lots of vial of insects, so if a bird will come talk to me, I'll just be sitting there opening vials of insects and letting it eat as I talk to it.
Yeah. This nearby raven will come on over after hearing this question and say, "Ah, yes. I've seen some things like this."
Mate, that's you.
Can you elaborate? Do you know, like, where they were going, or did you see what was taking people?
On the road, I saw some direwolves gnaw and take down these two men on the road that were hunting.
I don't know if a bird would have relative time, but, like, do you know how many sunrises-ish ago it was? Was it a couple, or
This
like, a lot?
happened 2 sunrises ago.
Okay. Did you see anything? Have you seen any other weird things?
Mm. Not much else. Although I'd never seen direwolves until recently.
How recently?
I've been flying around here for many moons, and it's the first time I've seen direwolves in this area.
Interesting. Okay.
Big, big wolves. Bigger than you.
Can I do a knowledge nature check? Would a dire wolf be bigger than me?
Let me just double
They're
check.
large creatures.
Yeah, I just want to see if you would know that.
Oh, okay.
that's
Animal,
common
yeah, so
knowledge.
knowledge, nature.
Yeah. They're like wolves, but dire.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
you know that dire wolves are large mechanically, so they are like
Okay. So makes sense. Okay.
big wolves.
Do you happen to recall what these two recent men looked like and anything about them, just so I can potentially figure out who they were here, hair color, or anything you remember about what they looked like?
Yeah, it'll give you a rough description of them that you can use
Okay.
to identify them.
Cool. Well, I will ply it with as many insect vials as it wants, as thanks. How many do you think it eats?
Let me see.
I think ravens are a little bit more into, well, I mean, I think they have a variety of a diet, but They'd probably prefer meat better. If it wants a
Yeah,
ration,
they
I'd offer a
do.
ration.
So
but
it'll
I have
take-
piles of insects and rations.
Oh, if you offer rations, I'd prefer the
Yeah.
rations to pick at.
Okay, well I'll give it some rations.
But they also do eat insects as well, but it would prefer your rations. Not all of it, just pieces of it it'll pick at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just whatever.
All right, I'll give it some rations and tell it thank you for coming to talk to me.
Yeah, no. It'll thank you for the food and fly away.
Bye, Raven friend. Come back anytime.
I guess we come back up and then
Yeah, after that conversation's all done, you just see Dahlia waving at a raven as it flies away.
Hey guys, I found out there are dire wolves in the area. The last two, the 2 days ago that the guard mentioned, they were killed by dire wolves. I got their description. We can let them know that they're dead. But apparently there are new dire wolves in the area that aren't normally in the area.
Crazy.
How would direwolves kidnap people from their houses without people knowing?
Well, that's Anyway.
Well, I mean, we don't know that the dire wolves are responsible for all of it. I
Oh.
do know that dire wolves are responsible for the 2 hunters a couple days ago. The raven I was talking to saw the dire wolves take them down, and I'm assuming
Gotcha.
they're long gone now. But the raven did tell me that the dire wolves are like new to the area, and they haven't seen dire wolves here. And they said they've been flying around this area for many moons. So, yeah, seems suspicious.
Also, I got the reason why she thinks the town was
Some dumb
cursed.
bullshit, I assume.
They took lumber from the Night Forest that was blessed by Sariel. I don't
Yeah, so some
really
dumb
know
bullshit.
much about that. There's something to do with history. This place apparently was plagued by war and fire and shit.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this chick is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It was weird that she like doesn't come from Geffen apparently, but wants the reward from Geffen. Like, I don't know. She just
Yeah, there's a couple more sus things, to be honest. I was in the toilet and it's like, the treasury is right next to the toilet.
So what? You broke
Apparently.
down the wall or what?
No, I just looked inside, alright?
Huh?
It seems like,
What do you mean As far as I know, humans can't see through walls, Gerald.
he's
Well,
got his
I
weird
can.
sneaky things. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you?
I
It's
can,
Gerald. What do you
alright?
expect?
it's what I do, man. I look through walls. I disable devices. It's me, Gerald.
Is that because of the holy water you can see through walls now?
Holy water doesn't
you know
give
what?
you X-ray vision, bro.
I don't know.
I would like for it to be the reason, but no, it's these nice gloves.
I mean, then it would at
Um,
least make sense when you
oh.
drink it, but
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard someone that just chokes it down. Maybe there was side effects to it, but okay, it's the gloves. That makes a lot more sense. Then.
Yeah. Well, anyway, all I was trying to say is they're fucking loaded, bro. I mean, I'd expect a big city town to have about this much shit, but I mean, they were loaded. Nice big fat treasure chest. Didn't look inside that one, cause you know, don't wanna actually break into the room.
how do you think they've
There's-
been getting? Do you think it's just donations?
I
and
mean,
stuff
you
that's
did
gotten
say
us
she's
money?
couldn't.
going around cleansing different parts of the town, so it might be donations from the
If
people.
I'm
that...
being
Thank you.
perfectly honest, right?
Oh. Also, should we talk about this right here on the doorsteps?
Well, no, we
Or,
of
like,
course
Yeah, I assumed you
Behind.
walked. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause,
okay.
I mean, I had to get like close enough. I'm assuming to like kind of woods and stuff to get a bird to come to me. So I'd imagine we're not like right next to the building.
No, yeah, you guys.
I just
can
wanted to
be
be
talking
sure.
while you're walking. Yeah, for sure.
If I'm being perfectly honest here, right? I've seen a couple of hustles in my time, and
I was gonna say this feels like a
I've
scam.
seen some hustlers, and while she doesn't necessarily strike me as the type, the real good hustlers never do. And yeah,
I don't
while
know. That whole cleansing gorge seems like a
yeah,
bunch of
exactly.
BS to
That
me.
also, that, as I said, she doesn't look like the type, but her actions certainly feel like there's an MO behind that. But you know,
Dahlia, do you know anything
Could be
about like
wrong.
some woods near here that should have been blessed?
What would be a check to know if there was woods nearby that are supposed to be blessed?
Knowledge history.
That I don't have, unfortunately. I
can
have
use knowledge.
religion, geography, nature.
Geography would work. Nature would even work. Your highest check there would.
Can I could guide
Nature
this,
is my
right?
highest.
No.
I thought you could do the knowledge checks.
It depends how long it takes to recall information, because guidance has to be done within like a few seconds or whatever.
Within a minute.
Within a minute, yeah. Let me just quickly...
It says check. It doesn't actually say how long in here.
We just know like we couldn't do it on tracking because that takes a while.
Recall intrigues, but that's class feature.
Yeah, I think you can do it, because you literally can do it as a free action in combat to recall stuff about creatures and stuff, so I'll just say you can.
Yeah, so 25 on that one, and
Yeah, you've never heard of this sacred forest. If it's true, it's probably very secret, or...
would geography help with it as well, or only nature?
You could try geography too, but you're pretty good with nature. Yeah, you're not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, like, I know my nature pretty well. So if what she's saying is true, then it's, like, very rare and, like, secretive. And then, like, how is anyone supposed to know if that's the case? Like, if it's not even something I can recall, how is anyone supposed to realize that these woods are sacred to a god and don't mess with them?
Yeah, that's why I found it a bit
Then
more
you
like,
can't
if the
really
druid
get
doesn't
mad.
know, like the closest thing you can say is because she is of that belief, but what is then the idea that everybody that Sariel gets told and sworn to secrecy?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna, like, bless an area and have it be, like, a special area to your god, like, you want people to know, right? Because you want your followers to come there and whatever. And you also want other people to know, like, hey, don't fuck with this area because it's sacred to us.
And
Like,
also, look at us, we're powerful, we have a forest in our name.
yeah, you don't just keep it a secret and then you're like, oh, but now, like, I'm cursing you because you didn't know that this was our sacred forest and you just cut a tree down. Like,
Do you know anything about Sariel, Dahlia?
goddess of the moon and night, darkness.
Does she
I
like
don't know what
wolves?
else in general I would know. I do have one rank in knowledge religion.
Yeah, all
I
that
personally
would...
associate wolves with, the moon, but maybe that's
That's
just
why,
me
that's
being
why Gox
racist.
asks, does she like wolves?
You give me a check for like some specifics, but what you just said would give you, that's what you would know from your base,
Yeah.
like having a rank in it.
Only a 12.
Yeah, I mean, that'll get
Okay.
you
Guidance?
her reminder. Yeah, guidance, you can get a +1. You know that specifically her domains are evil, darkness, and the void.
Love that.
Definitely wolves would be one of her favorite creatures, because, I mean, they howl at the moon, blah, 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 blah. But other than that, I mean, there's literally a creature called, like, a moon... It's like a moon dog, I can't remember what it's called, but that's like it's like a...
Yeah, I remember that is Moondog or whatever. So, I mean...
We should go talk to the gods then.
yes, like, wolves are like her favorite creature, but I don't know, something of this just smells like a setup to me. Like, the
I'm gonna
wolves
say-
haven't, like, obviously, like, if we're saying that she's saying this area was cursed because they used lumber to rebuild, that was like long ass time ago. Like, we're
Yep.
talking years ago.
Yeah, 'cause
Why
they were
are
prone.
suddenly wolves just now appearing, if it's over that, and this curse just now manifesting and people disappearing, if it's over that? Why wouldn't it have happened right away?
I think more she brought the wolves.
No, this feels like a scammy setup to me. But yeah, we should go talk to the. Honestly, we should talk to the sheriff because
I don't fully trust her.
I don't think there's any reason not to trust her. I think my
Well, I
vibe is
don't know
she's
if she wouldn't tell the cleric is more what I mean. I don't think she's in on it, but I don't think she would trust us over her.
I think she just wants a solution to her problems, and she's
True, but she seems
naive and
that it is
hoping that
finished.
the cleric is providing her a solution to her problems. And I think if we inform her that, like, no, like, it's not, then
I would rather talk with the two guards first, because they seem a bit more forthcoming and willing to help.
why don't you two go talk to the two guards, and I'll go talk to the sheriff and see. I won't tell her
Roger.
anything if I can't get a good vibe from her, but I think I can get a good vibe from her.
Works for me. Just don't piss her off.
I won't.
Though,
I only
fully agree with
piss
what you
off
said.
crazy pants, okay?
I fully agree with what you said to her in that. But yeah, let's go talk to those two.
Let's go.
All right.
La-la-la-la-la.
Who wants to go where? Who's talking to who?
Dahlia is talking to the sheriff,
Okay.
and Gerald and Gork is talking to the two guardsmen we met.
All right, let's do sheriff first. You come across the sheriff's office again. You know where it is. You can walk on in. She's still writing out things, doing paperwork, and she kind of lifts her head up as you come in. You again. What can I help you with?
I know I didn't talk to you much earlier. I kind of wanted to get all the information about your situation here before I pass judgment on anything. How do you honestly feel about this cleric? Do you honestly feel like she's solving your problems? The guards let on that there might have been a few more disappearances since.
Well, everyone here is a lot more paranoid and on edge, guards included. I just know clerics are revered. They're the holy people, spokesman of the gods. If she says she's handling it,
We got one of them with us.
it sounds like the disappearances did stop soon after her arrival. It is true. There are a few people reported as missing now, but as of right now, it's not nearly at the state it was weeks ago. So right now, it seems like she's doing her thing.
What would you say if I said that I have semi-reliable evidence that your problems might not be over?
Well, I guess I'd have to see what the evidence is and see what kind of pattern. If people are disappearing the same as they were before, then we'd have to have a talk with the cleric, I guess.
I'm worried. Now, granted, I don't have enough evidence to tell you anything solid that you could use against the cleric right now, but I'm just wanting to know your viewpoints here. I'm worried this cleric is scamming your town.
Oh, would a cleric do such a thing?
There are good people and bad people of all walks of life, and you know, she may be doing it in name of her god and feeling that she is doing so in favor of her goddess to bring her goddess more donations and favor, but I worry that there is potential for a fabrication of an issue, and then she comes in and solves it for you and gets all of these donations and favor for doing so, but could have potentially been part of the cause, or I don't know, or...
Well, that's a big accusation. If you
I'm
can
saying,
prove it,
like
obviously.
Like I
will-
said, I don't have enough proof yet. I just want to know if someone were to come to you with proof that you could use, are you open to seeing that maybe this cleric isn't what she says she is?
Well, of course. I go where the proof is. If you have undeniable proof that she's scamming our town, we'll run her out.
Good to know. I don't have the proper proof yet. I only have knowledge of what I believe is in the area doing some of these issues. We'll obviously have to investigate further and see if we can find a direct link that we can tie back to her. But as soon as I get something, I will bring it to you, of course, right away. Just be wary of how much money or donations or things that you or anyone that you can control. I'm not saying like announce like, oh, don't donate to her, but just be wary of what she asks for donations at this point.
I'll do my best. I feel many of the citizens have been taken by her. They feel like she's been a godsend and solved our issue. A lot of them are paying her for blessings of their homes.
Yeah, see, I feel like her blessings and some of her things don't make sense, right? Like she claims your town was cursed by Serial because it was rebuilt using wood from a sacred forest that was blessed by Serial. But I'm
What?
pretty good.
What are you talking about?
That's what she told us. Did she tell you something differently?
Yes, I didn't. This is the first I'm hearing of that.
My companion, I mean, I kind of got into a fight with her, but my companion was able to get out of
Oh.
her the reasoning of why she believes your town was cursed. And what she told him was when it was rebuilt many years ago, they used wood from a forest that was apparently blessed by her goddess. But I am very good with nature. I know a lot about nature. It's kind of my specialty. I have never once in anything I can recall know of any forest that was blessed by Serial. So I'm sitting here thinking, if no one knows it's blessed by Serial, how can anyone know to avoid using wood from a forest that's blessed by
Yes,
Serial?
I don't know if there's a simple miscommunication or what, or she just simply was telling you a false story since you had a fight with her. But the story she's given the townsfolk is that one of our hunters, or several of them, hunted one of Serial's creatures of the night that was blessed by the goddess, and we've been paying since.
I'm pretty sure there was no miscommunication. That is the story she told my companion, so she's lying to someone. Doesn't sit well with me.
Well,
Serial is known to be an evil deity. Now, not that I believe all evil deities mean that all of their worship have ill intention, but when something feels fishy and isn't sitting right, and it also is an evil deity, you have to start to wonder a little bit.
of course, if you can bring me this proof that she's tricking our town, you have the backing. We have 6 guards. We have. I can call many off-duty guards. It's a cleric after all. I don't know how powerful she is, but with your help, we should be able to take her down if she is true.
Okay, I just wanted to speak with you about some of my worries, but of course we will stick around for a little while, investigate this further, try to get the proof we need to link her to it.
Of course. Thank you for your work. I'm sorry I was so brazen with you earlier. It's been a stressful time.
I get it. You know, you're a long ways away from Geffen, and I'm sure it's probably hard to get reliable help out here. Maybe if this goes smoothly and well between us, we can set up a means of you communicating directly with the 3 of us if you should ever need some adventurers to come back out here and give you some aid with something.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
I'll just give her a nod and head out and go find the rest.
Yeah. We shift the camera over to the 2 of you guys, and you want to find the guards to get a little tour of the missing people's homes, or what did you want to do?
Yeah, and also they'll
Yep.
talk with them. So like basically like on like 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Hey, Bromulus and Brosive. What's up?
Gentlemen, you want to see some of the homes of the reported missing people, or what do you want to do?
I'll work. Prefer some of the
Would
ones
be
that's
lovely.
gone missing over the last few days, as you mentioned.
Sure. Follow us. Yeah, and they'll take you just a few minutes down the road into one of these houses. They open the door, it's unlocked, and they walk you around. It seems largely untouched. You guys can take 20 perceptions if you want to take 2 minutes to check out the whole house.
Yeah, I'll let Gerald do
do
that.
it.
And, what are you guys' thoughts on the clerk, by the way? Like, personal thoughts, really?
I haven't dealt with much with her directly, but a lot of the people say she's quite. They believe she's solved our issues. She seems like a pleasant individual. I don't know much about her.
Do you personally think she solved it?
Well, like I said, I'm hoping it's not related, but these recent disappearances seems like it's happening again. It just seems odd that when she came, it stopped, and then I don't know why it would start again such a few weeks later. I just don't understand. Maybe they're completely unrelated. Maybe she did solve the original one, and this is a new thing. I don't know.
When exactly did she get here?
She got here about a week after the main group of people had started disappearing. So I think at
And
that point we
between
noticed.
when she got here and now, only about 4 has disappeared?
Yes, just recently, this beginning of this week.
The 4 people that went missing. Who are they and what are their occupation?
Well, yes, the house we're in here, they're brothers, 2 hunters. As you can see, you can the take 20 perception, the 27. You notice the house is in order. It doesn't look like anyone broke in here. And as the story that he's telling you is that they disappeared they were out hunting and they never came back.
Probably
so
still got eaten by direwolves.
Yeah.
yeah, but with that take 20 perception, you will find in one of their trash cans a scrunched up piece of parchment that you can kind of pull out and unroll and read. And it looks like one of the brothers was writing a note to the other, talking about how they were fighting over this woman and it's not worth it. They should just reconcile. Basically, the gist of it is you get the opinion that they were fighting over this woman named Katrina, and that one brother's writing to the other brother they should settle their differences and it's not worth it to fight over her.
The other 2 that went missing, what were their occupation?
Well, we can bring you over there afterwards, but their occupation was one was a craftsman, and one was a merchant, a seller.
What kind
not
of
a-
craftsman?
Craftsman, it looks like he worked with potteries, some sort of art stuff like that. Nothing of practical use, but more of a.
Do you know if they worked with any wood at all?
I don't think so. I think his most was clay. He used clay to make his potteries and art statues and stuff. And the other man,
The merchant.
yeah, he didn't deal with anything unusual. He just did a lot of. He sold a lot of practical tools, things like that.
So
You
you
find
don't
anything, child?
You don't know perchance of a woman named Katrina in this town?
They look between each other. Well, it's a pretty small town. We know a lot of people. I don't think I've heard of a lady named Katrina.
Huh. See, that's interesting. As
Watch out.
I show off the unrolled parchment.
Yeah, they kind of look at it like, oh,
Huh.
interesting.
Interesting.
Maybe it's a lady they met in another town.
Perhaps.
Possibly.
But,
They are
could you
hunters, so
take-
they if anyone, they venture out, travel far.
Could you take us to the pottery maker's house?
Yes, I will warn you if it hasn't been cleaned up yet. If you're squeamish.
I
Nah,
look
I'm
at him
not fair, sure.
like stone face, like really?
He kind of looks up at you. I guess you've seen worse, but just
I used to live with ogres. Yes, I've seen worse.
I didn't want to assume. Yeah, and they'll bring
That's
you over. They open the door here and they kind of cover their faces. As you'll, it's been like there's no bodies in here, but there's blood still splayed around on
Yeah.
the floor. There's like these big claw marks on the wall, like slashes. The place has been like wrecked.
Curious, doing the night, are there any guards that usually patrols the street and stuff like that?
Yes, we're not as. They'll kind of close the door and uncover their mouth. You can go in if you want, but it stinks in there.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, I'm gonna go in. Gonna
Sure.
do some forensic analysis on.
I'll stay out
the
with
claw
them if they are
marks.
not willing to go inside.
Yeah, they'll speak to you, but if you want to go inside, they're not gonna want to go in there. But
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out inside. You can speak with them.
yeah, so they tell you. Sorry, what was your question? If they patrol at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll let you know. We're not as heard you're from Geffen. We're not as robust as the big cities, but we only have about a population of 1,000. We got a guards of 30 to 40 in total, but only like 5 or 6 of us are on shift at one time. There's a night patrol of about 10 guards covering the village. We can't be everywhere, but
Gork will lower his voice next.
How many exits and entrance points are there into this town?
well, as you may have noticed, we don't have any walls, so pretty much anywhere you could access. But there's 2 main roads that most people use: the north and the south road. But
Would you say, how dark does this place usually get at night?
Pretty dark. There are some houses have lanterns outside providing some light, but if there's no stars or moonlight out, it gets pretty dark.
How close are this house to the forest?
The forest is pretty far. You're in like in the middle of the plains-ish kind of area. The forest would be
Okay.
like a mile out, at least out.
Would you find it easy to put somebody about my size walking in here in the middle of the night?
In the middle of the night, probably not. I mean, you do stick out, but if there was no guards nearby, especially if the guard wasn't someone with who could see in the dark, who probably wouldn't be able to see you.
When he showed us though, did I also see the claw marks?
Yeah, when he opened the door, you could see that it's a pretty poor dwelling. It's just one big
Have
kind of
you
room.
figured out any what these claw marks might be?
Yeah, we had our sage look at them. He's confident that they probably a dire wolf or something, a dire creature, dire bear, or something with big
Are
claws.
they common to this area?
No, we haven't had any dire creatures here in a long time, but you know, world's a dangerous place. Creatures roam.
It's just curious, you know. Suddenly direwolves coming here.
Yeah, and we'll just shift inside as Gerald is taking 20, 27 again. Yeah, you'll notice these deep claw marks into the wall. It looks like there was a fight in here, blood around. You can see if there's anything that sticks out.
I take my paintbrush, my graphene dust. I dust the claw marks for prints.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that these are of a large-sized creature made these claw marks. You will see when you're taking your time examining the place, there's like these boards that were pushed in, and you can see this big paw print left in the dirt under the it's clearly some sort of wolf-type creature left this big paw print.
Just good to that person.
Did he also work here, or did he work somewhere else when he made his pottery?
I don't actually know. I assume he has a workshop. I don't think he did all his work here.
Do you know where the workshop might be?
We have a general market area where he probably had an area where he sold his wares and probably worked on his craft as well. We could bring you there, although that area seems to have not had any violence to it.
Yeah, but it would been like in a market where it's like he has this corner here, for example.
Yeah, we can
And
bring
it
you.
wouldn't necessarily also be that corner every time. This is out of game, I'm asking. Like it would be like, maybe here this day, and next day it could be over here.
Yeah, you'd get a sense that they pay a rental fee to rent a spot in this market area, so it could change daily. He could have a deal to rent it for the month. You don't really know, I guess. But,
Okay.
and they don't know. But
For my time with like the craft skill back home, when I would have met like potter makers from time to time. Would they use like make their wares like out in like the market square while there, or would they like bring finished stuff there and potentially like?
Yeah, you're a skilled craftsman. You would know that in a small town like this, they probably are. There's not many people buying in all the time, so they'll probably have a spot where they're making stuff, and then when an odd customer comes by, they stop and then they talk to them and stuff. So likely he makes a lot of the stuff there while he's selling it.
Okay, but it would basically be like a spot in the ground where he's like sitting and crafting. So there isn't, because I would like. Basically, I'm trying to figure like if there might have been a structure where like the stuff he might have worked on beforehand. That's basically what I'm trying.
No, he wouldn't have like a formal. Likely not, unless he was like a really wealthy person. But...
Yeah, but probably not. Okay. I'll knock on the door. See if Gerald's done.
Yeah, you see him examining these broken floorboards.
Yeah.
Want anything, Gerald?
Well, nothing too interesting yet, and I keep like prying away at the broken floorboard, see if there's anything below, see what's going on. I'm still not quite done. You know, it takes a while to examine. Such a mess.
I've seen worse. Just, got feasting ground. That looks worse.
Yeah, well, I don't have to search through an ogre's feasting ground, do I?
Be happy about that. That will make you hurl.
Anyway.
And yeah, while you're doing this examination, Gerald, too, it also clues onto you that you don't see any forced entry into here. The door frame, if Gorg was to try and get in, he'd almost break the frame trying to squeeze in. But you look at the frame, and a wolf, the dire wolf, would have made a huge scene in trying to get in here. There's none of that. There's no.
Is it a
Wolves
one-story
also
house?
aren't intelligent, so why the fuck are they
Yeah.
going into a house to attack people?
Exactly.
We're not that
Yeah,
fucking
so that strikes
intelligent.
you as odd, as there's no
Yep.
broken way in that it burst in. It just seems like all the scuffles in here, and then the door is fine, the entrance is fine.
So
It's a one-story house.
Yeah, it's just one big room. It's like a poorish dwelling. It's
yeah,
not-
so a couple issues with this. Can you close the door on your way in, or are we gonna?
Yeah, he
talk
can
outside?
squeeze in if he wants. Yeah.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna come out, and I close the door behind me. So, first thing first.
Nice.
There's whole mess in there, whole bunch of blood splatters, whole bunch of everything.
Yes.
I don't see any way that a body got moved out of there. So no drag marks, no blood trails, nothing like that, right? So whole fucking mess, clean as a whistle outside.
Probably got
Second
eaten and
problem.
then.
Well, right, you would think that. Now, second issue. How the fuck did the wolf get in there?
I looked to the two guards.
Yeah, they kind of look at each other. Well, I mean, I guess we don't really think about that. They kind of scratch their heads.
Yeah, there is
Did you find an actual body
no
here?
marks.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Sorry, we should have told you. This one isn't really a
Okay.
missing person. He's dead.
Okay.
He was dead in here. We've taken the
Okay,
body
well,
out.
that
but-
at least clears up my first thing, right? But the second thing is, there ain't no way no wolf got in there on its own, right? There is no entry marks. No way a creature that large leaving those sorts of gashes, right? It'd
Well-
rip through the door frame.
Oh, you think it's that big? Because what if you had the door open and the wolf just kind of ran in?
Mate, that's the reason I said if you would notice me. They're about my size.
Oh, you think they're that big? I guess
I go
it's a
I like,
dire
for
wolf.
fun. I go down on my hands.
About this. That's a dire wolf.
Okay. No, let me actually
I've never
let me
actually seen
show
one.
you. And I go in. You're gonna have to look in for at least. a
Yeah,
minute,
they go
right?
and they just cover their.
Yeah, and I go take out my dagger and I show how large a claw would be. Right? It's like now if we cross reference the size of this claw with the size of a dog's foot, right? And fit that to about that, it scales up like this, and then you figure out the direwolf is this fucking huge, right?
Yeah.
So-
Well, to be fair, we didn't actually perform the forensics of this place. We just
Yeah,
we know
no.
about it, but yeah, it
I know,
seems
I'm
like
just-
you're right. This thing would have been huge.
This thing would have been insane. And to add to that, well, right, there's no way this thing could have gone in that I see, right?
Yeah, they look
Or-
around. Yes. If it was-
Secondarily,
I don't know how it got in then. Yeah.
if it went in, it mauled the guy. Did it, like, how much did it eat?
If
well,
any.
you think it was just one? Because we were the ones who got the body on it. It looked like it'd been mauled by at least 3 or 4 wolves or something. But
See, there you go. It's even crazier, right? I don't know
Looking in
if
there,
it's
can
just
3
one.
or 4 of me fit in there at the same time fighting?
no, but they were under the impression that it would be like normal wolves that did this. But
Yeah.
now that you're like pointing it out, it looks like it probably was one dire wolf or something.
Yeah, okay.
Was it just the body? Was it just scratched apart, or did it seem like it also had been munched upon?
It looked like it'd been mauled by wolves.
I forget. The term maul, is it just like completely like destroyed or
Yeah, like chunks missing and like tattered clothes and stuff. Like it just been like
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
not necessarily
The
also
next,
like eaten
Yeah.
off. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he was like. Well, I guess it's hard to tell. Like, was he eaten for food or was it just like killed brutally? Probably a little bit of both.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, the next issue we have here is direwolves. They're fucking scary ass creatures, right? They're huge. But at their core, they're still pretty much wolves, right? They ain't got no
animals.
brains. They don't know how to operate a door. They generally don't enter villages for the most part because they're like, oh, village, people with fire, bad, scary, light, stuff like that, right? They're very basic in their associations. So if dire wolves came to this village, right, you'd fucking know, because there'd be a horde of them ransacking everything here, because they ain't scared of you if they're here, right? They're gonna go systematically from house to house and eat everything that they can put their hands on, right? They're very primitive creatures.
Aren't they
right?
also pack animals?
Animalistic. They're pack animals, and all in all, this is mad sus. You know, I
Perhaps,
really we should get back with Dahlia. She's a nature expert. She
Yeah.
knows wolves.
Yes,
she
I've
knows
heard-
everything, right?
But
Druids
before it, how
or
far away is the merchant's place where he
it's just a 10
I
minute
have
walk.
tested? The merchant, did he also die at home?
Yes, but he. The scene is not as gruesome. It seems like there was a scuffle, but his body's actually missing.
All right, well,
Okay, well,
we'll,
let's
we'll look
quickly
into
go
that
there.
one too, but I'm gonna go collect Dahlia real quick.
You do that, I'll go to the merchant then.
Yes. I'll
Yeah,
find you.
we can do the merchant thing real quick. You can walk to the merchant's house.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Yeah, it's not as gruesome. There is still blood, but it's not like it doesn't have any like rotting smell. There was no body in here.
Yeah.
They show you. You can give me your take 20 if you want. See if you find.
Yeah,
any,
but listen, where exactly was he found?
they kind of like motion. In
Oh,
this...
right. There wasn't anybody in here, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
they just motion in the general area where they think he was taken. You can see like there's like a drag mark of like this blood. Like it just seems like he was dragged out the door, and then.
Okay. Are there like residents of drag marks outside as well?
It's been a few days. You can give me a survival check to try and clear.
Mostly
through
like
the...
on the porch is basically where I would try and notice it more. but yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'll do like both this and I will do a check on that. But
Yeah,
it's mostly
you
like
can
it is on the
see.
ground to see if I can track it. It's more like because I'm guessing since he's a merchant, he probably has like a bit more fancy place. So I'm guessing he had like a porch at least.
Yeah, it's still not a super fancy place, but it does have like a little porch, and you will see that
Yeah.
there are indeed human-sized boot prints in the blood. The guards will say, "We did notice that there were this attack seemed to be done by a person." Some of these prints are the guards walking in and out, but they'll point out specifically that they saw these prints here originally.
Okay. Yeah, and inside with the Tech 20.
Inside, nothing else specifically stands out. It clearly seems there's not nearly as much blood as the other place. It seems like there was a scuffle and he was dragged out or something. Because it just seems like
Can
the blood
I-
like smears like a swish.
Do I see anything that looks like hacks or stuff from a weapon that would potentially use? I am also weaponsmith.
Yeah, you can give me. I'll just give it with your perception. Yeah, you can tell that there was like clearly a sword here that worked. Like there's like nice slash splatter on the wall here and there.
Well, this definitely wasn't done by an animal. That's a salt that's used. Was there
Maybe not.
anybody in this town that had problems with this merchant?
Not that we know of. He was well liked. He did fair deals.
Do you find anything like of note, like of the merchants, like possessing anything that like potentially could have something to do with Sariel?
No, you don't find any of that here. You will notice they will also let you know that he like all his valuables were taken as well.
Can I see those? Of course, under supervision, but
See what?
I guess the stuff that you have confiscated from here.
Oh no, they were stolen when he was taken. All his lockbox from his earnings were taken. Any valuable things, everything was ransacked here.
Oh,
Nothing
See.
of value was left.
do you know?
So perhaps it was
anything
just a
that might
robbery,
stand,
but
stand out if you see it again. Something that like you would definitely know, like this thing that would have been his.
No, we don't know him that well personally. Maybe someone who knew him personally well would know something, but
Do you know anybody that might know him that well?
one of his neighbors, I'm sure, just motions to the houses nearby. They might know something
Would
that.
you mind following me over there? It will probably be easier.
Sure. They'll walk with you, knock on the door. You'll notice that they're just with your base perception. Someone was at the window and they like closed their blinds, and a few minutes later they'll crack the door open.
I will like have to take a few steps back away from the door just to make them comfortable.
Yeah, you see an old lady just says, "Hello, how can I help you?" And the guards will say, "Sorry to trouble you, miss. This individual here is helping investigate the disappearance of your neighbor. He just had a few questions for you." She'll crack the door open.
His heads and bows.
Yeah, she...
I'm sorry to disturb you, miss, but how well did you know your neighbor?
Oh, yes, I knew him quite well.
I am sorry, though, with the stuff that happens to him. It looks like all of his things was also taken, sadly, on the day he went missing. Do you know of any item that he had that, if you saw that again or something, that you would know that would have been his?
Why, yes, he often touted as his good luck charm. He had a golden coin engraved with the symbol of Arfin in it. He would often praise it as his good luck for his deals for the day. He'd always show it off.
We are proud when it comes to...
And Gorks takes out his own Arfin coin.
Oh,
of Arfin. He looks up...
Arfin is a male god, yes?
they are. It depends how religious you are, but often they're like each culture will embody them as a certain figure. And so Arfin in the humanoid cultures would embody him as a male, yes. But like do you have ranks in religion?
No.
Oh, okay, so that's all you would know. Yeah, he's a male god.
Yeah. It's just like her. That's fine.
He looks up for us when we do our trade, so we take very well care. I'm usually one of Arfin's believers. The first thing we will do is make our own. Either by merchant investing a lot or crafting it ourselves. So that will help me a lot to recognize that. You said a golden coin, yes?
Yes, similar everyday size golden coin, but this one was engraved with the symbol of Arfin.
That's something this is me thinking to Gorks, not something you might just notice if you're robbing a person, but there's a sign on a coin.
Do you know if it was on both sides of it or just one?
I don't know for sure, but I believe he just had one. He always kept it in his breast pocket.
Good to keep often by the heart. I thank you very much for your time, ma'am.
Of course, of course. I hope you find him.
Same.
Yeah, she'll crack the door closed.
I will start heading with the guardsmen towards the sheriff's place. Probably meet Gerald and Dahlia on the way.
Yeah, switch
Plus I
to...
will talk and say,
So,
I look at those two.
I'm gonna cast a quick spell and I need you both to fail that.
What
Excuse
spell?
me?
It
He's
won't,
talking to the guards, I think, right?
Yeah,
Or-
to guards, yeah.
it won't do anything to you in an evil way. It's to discern how certain it is, how much I can trust you.
Well, how dare you?
like-
You can trust us.
My eyebrow raises. Am I there for that?
Let me
No,
No,
like
they're
this
on
is
the
like
one.
got it.
let me put you
But
like
they
this.
say, go ahead, we're trustworthy.
One thing about that. Nope. What are can you both tell me a lie right now?
Well, how would you know it's a lie? What if we're telling... Oh, I guess you could
I
know it's a
will
lie.
lie
Oh, yeah,
both.
yeah. He'll point to his friends and says, his hair's blue. That's a lie. His hair's blue.
Perfect, and yeah, he'll set that screen. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, they'll both say
Okay,
each other's
I
name.
yeah, I will cast. Well, and I do of course say, please do fail this.
Yeah, they don't resist. Zone
And
of
I do the
Shrews.
things like, are your hair blue or your hair green?
Therefore, they may avoid answering questions to which they would normally respond with a lie, or they may be evasive. Yeah, they both will just not. They'll just say, we can't say that.
Perfect. My question for you will be: have the clerk in this town?
hmm
What you've told me throughout the day, that you don't know much about her and stuff like that. Is that the truth?
Yes, we aren't super religious. We haven't spent much time with her. We don't know her that well. We just know that she's allegedly helped a lot of the people here feel like she's resolved their problems.
If I told you there's a chance that you might be the one causing all this, what would you react to that?
I don't know. We would have to bring it to the sheriff and see what the sheriff makes of it. If the sheriff tells us to apprehend her, we follow orders.
Well, I can definitely trust you that you aren't in on it with her, that I can tell. Correct?
Of course. We hold the city above all else, so we became guards.
Have you noticed how many donations he's gotten from the townspeople around here? Would you also say your town is very wealthy?
Our town is not wealthy at all, but we do get an influx of coin from Gethin. They are responsible for our overall protection since the rebuild. I've heard she's been collecting a number of donations. Some people instead of buying their daily food or whatever, they'll go hungry for a day just to pay for their blessing from her. It's people's choice. That's what they want to do.
I'll tell them like what.
One of my friends are able to see through walls a little bit. He didn't do anything illegal,
Okay.
but considering we, were tasked to investigate this town, we did so. Nothing was taken, I will let know that though.
All right.
But since we all don't trust the cleric, he decided to take a peek into where the things are kept.
Hold on. We didn't say we don't trust her. We
Oh.
just said
Nothing was broken. Nothing was taken. The door
Okay.
even is still there with lock and all.
all right. Yes.
She seems to have, though, even what you saying that a lot of donations has been giving to her. But the way I understood it from him was that she seems a lot more well off than she should be.
What do you mean? with all the donations she'd be getting, she'd probably have quite a bit of money to whatever it is you're alluding
I
to.
can basically like give like a rough rundown of like what Jal said was in there.
Oh, it doesn't seem too odd. Cleric can write their own scrolls, brew their own potions
Those I can
potentially.
understand that, but you said yourself that your town isn't the most wealthy, even if some go hungry and stuff like that.
Of course. It sounds like a very wealthy stockhold of potions and scrolls, but I've heard many clerics do this. They're probably, hopefully, scrolls
Yeah,
of healing
that I don't look much into. It's more. It seems with the
Expensive.
amount of. They aren't the most cheapest thing one to make. They don't come for free when they make them. We take other resources which
Of
need
course.
coin on and
She's probably using all the donations she's got to fill the stores of the church. It's not. I mean, that's what
but even when
they're
the
supposed
church
to
itself
do.
looks run down.
Well, it's priorities of the cleric, I guess. I don't know what the
And
gods
let me put you this
prefer.
question. A wealthy merchant in your town goes missing. And all his things are gone.
Yes, he wasn't super wealthy, but yes, I see your meaning. But he's just a number of other people that have gone missing.
True. But for here it is just I would say a thing to keep note of. Of course, I will also let the sheriff know of my thoughts on this, but I trust you, Tim. But I'll let you know now.
They nod.
Anything you want to ask me while this thing still goes?
Oh, does it apply to you too?
Yes.
Which one of your friends can see through walls?
Fantastic. I can choose not to answer.
Yeah.
That is one thing. Gork take out his coin and flips it. Heads, I'll tell you. Tails, I won't. Heads will be 2. The woman was with me before.
Oh, the guy, not the animal girl.
Bit rude to call her that, but yes.
Gotcha. We'll keep an eye on that one.
I mean, you don't really need to.
Oh, of course, but a power to see through walls is a dangerous thing. He could be a peeping Tom,
Yeah.
a pervert, or he could be scouting his
Trust me,
next
the weirdest thing
heist.
about
Who
him is him
knows?
drinking holy water.
He drinks holy water?
He's weird. He has expensive
Yeah.
taste, which is like,
He's sounding
No
more like the
walls.
pervert kind than the heist kind. We'll make sure
no,
to
trust me, he's
keep an eye on him.
extremely lonely.
Oh, yes, it sounds like a pervert.
He was offered and didn't decide to. Mate, trust me, no.
All right. Well, we'll just make sure he's.
Basically, Gorg would tell him about the females and stuff like that, and it's like how he acted with that shit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm
Nah.
talking to Dahlia. I feel like Gorg's spreading weird rumors about me again. I don't know
My-
why.
my
I don't
my
know where I
back is
get it from.
tingling.
It's like, yeah, my ear's itchy.
I mean, he seems to open his mouth sometimes when he should probably just keep it closed, but
Yeah, oh well. We all
Um,
got our flaws. Anyway,
Yeah, is there anything you guys want to discuss before Gorg
Yes.
rejoins? Or okay, yeah, you guys. Can...
so them disappearances. Investigated 2 of the houses. Gorg's going to the 3rd right now. First one, it's probably a pair of hunter brothers that disappeared hunting. You talked about some direwolf action there. Found this weird note, right, in the trash can. Seemed like they were sort of fighting over a girl. Kind of weird. And the guards don't seem to know anyone by that name in town. Could still be the case. Who knows? Could be from somewhere else. But the way susser thing is house number 2. We got essentially what seems like a mega Maulin from a direwolf. A victim's house splattered in blood. There was a mauled corpse in there that we didn't get to see because they've already moved it because it was a couple days ago. We got claw marks on the walls, everything. But with just the tiny little issue that there was absolutely no point of entry for this direwolf into the house. There's no way that direwolf went in or out of that house, in my opinion. Also, house wasn't even like at the edge of town. It was like almost in the center. It doesn't, right? I don't misunderstand wolves, right? I don't misunderstand direwolves here. What sort of direwolf goes is like being like, well, let me just walk into the center down here. Oh, look over there. There's a house.
Yeah,
We
they
even got the door open.
don't.
Oh. Hope
Okay,
there's no
John,
one
what
inside.
check is it to figure out something the size of a direwolf, but not a direwolf?
A were direwolf.
Or shape changer. That's my other thought actually.
No, it's a were direwolf.
And I'm betting probably there's a werewolf, but I'm to
No,
say
no.
it could also be a
Aware.
shape changer.
Direwolf. Anyways,
I actually think
yeah.
they exist, Felix. Please don't actually.
No check needed. The musings of your
Okay.
out of character thoughts
Okay.
go in your
I'm
head.
like, out of character, I know too much about this fucking world to, like, know
Yeah.
what I should know.
Yeah, so it sounds like maybe some these are the plausible options to you: shape changer, werewolf, or some magically summoned. It was summoned, or a magically controlled creature. Like you could make the direwolf be nice and calm, just squeeze in the door, and then go wild at him. There's a number of things that could have happened like that.
But it seems fairly... we would know that, or what would we know about werewolves and Serial? Like, would we know, like, the connection there or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's a plausible connection. There's no like codified, unless you want to give me a knowledge religion check, but.
I mean... We'll see. Nope, I rolled horribly. Okay.
Yeah, you're not too sure if there's any like sanctioned relationship. You could just assume
Yeah.
there's probably some sort of like werewolves probably worship Serial because goddess of the moon and all that. But
Oh! I'm so smart.
Yes.
We could totally. Well, no, I'm not talking to you. You're not here. We could totally think back and think as to how close the full moon is. Because if it was like
ooh,
True.
full moon 3 days ago, then a werewolf would totally make sense for me, right?
As Gerald
Unless
thinks
that's
about
not at all how
that.
they work, and I'm completely incorrect.
I mean, you're not completely wrong.
The rough timeline is this. You can know
Okay, I,
that
as a player, know how werewolves work, right?
the disappearances that they were talking about, they coincided because you guys were doing a quest that related to the full moon, so you like kind of knew when the full moon was. They were about a week before the full moon, and the disappearance now, you know, you're a week away from the next full moon. So it seems like the disappearances are on the same.
Seems like it's werewolf shenanigans.
Or just near the full moon.
Or
What
near
that
the
means
moon,
is up to you
but-
guys, but
Well,
Could be
either
a sacrifice to the
werewolf
moon.
shenanigans or moon god shenanigans, right? That's
I mean,
anyway.
yeah. Could be, like-
sacrifices. Who knows?
DC will probably potentially lacks sacrifices. Okay, what was it? It was evil, and what else was her thing?
Chaos and void.
Darkness,
Okay.
void.
Darkness, void.
Okay.
Spicy.
But yeah, is there any else things you guys want to chat about before Gorg rejoins the party?
Don't think so.
Yeah, Gorg, you can
Either
kind of
way,
walk
this is
up
mad
with
sus.
walk up with the two guards, and you guys can all be rejoined.
However, so Dahlia, what did you figure out with the sheriff?
Talked to the sheriff, kind of clued her into the fact that we're a little uncertain this cleric is being truthful, and she basically said we would obviously have to bring her proof, but if we bring her proof, then she, you know, would do everything in her power to get this cleric out of town type thing. So basically she seems very evidence driven. She'll follow where the evidence goes. She isn't overly under the mindset that she thinks these deaths are these disappearances are connected to the old disappearances. She doesn't seem like she's very panicked about it. However, I think if we bring her proof or tie it all together in some way, she definitely will listen to us. She's not overly taken with this cleric.
Well,
what I found out to go tell was that the first one's probably what you told us. The second one, I'm guessing it's told you, has something to do with dire wolves. The third one wasn't killed by dire wolves. Was killed by someone with a sword, and they were dragged out, and everything in their possessions were taken. Anything of value, basically. He did have something that I'll be able to recognize if I find it. As that Gork takes out his Arthur coin. He had one of these. Though in gold instead.
Interesting.
So if I find that, fairly sure we might find who killed him. I couldn't quite notice if there were any drag monster points of where he was at. I'm not really good at that, though. Did you ask me, Cheryl, by any chance, if she knew anything about a Kira Caliph?
I didn't know about her when
No,
I was
we-
meeting with the sheriff, so.
Yeah, I caught her on the way from the sheriff, so
Oh.
didn't really get a
Well,
chance.
probably. I mean, you have two options: go to the sheriff, talk with Dad, and let her know what you found, or quickly go to the merchant's place, see if you can find any drag monster earlier. It's been a few
either
days. So
way, I
you
think
know.
I know what I'm gonna do. And I'll meet you guys later, if that's okay.
Okay.
Because I got a brain blast, and
I
something that
sort of
can't
like
really
drag
take you guys
can
along
I just
for.
talk to you for a moment over here?
Me?
Yes.
Yes. Hi.
Just,
Hello.
go over, like taking to his hands. You're not gonna do anything that might get you in trouble, right?
I'm offended.
No, it's more. I talked to the two guards using magic to see if I can trust them. They're completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
They were an offer, they asked me something in return, and they know you can see through walls.
I mean, I can only do that like once a day.
Yeah, I didn't know if that's a bit.
Okay. Well,
You're not gonna do anything that will get you in trouble, right?
no.
Potentially.
Pff, me never.
I trust your job, but I don't trust.
Yeah. Well, no, right?
What are you gonna
Don't
do?
worry about it. It's gonna be totally fine.
Gerald,
There's
what are you gonna
nothing.
What are you gonna do, Gerald?
I'm gonna go find some people. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna get some information, really.
Are you gonna try and break into that? No? Okay. I don't know.
I'm gonna get some information.
Fair enough, mate. Just be careful.
Right. Well, see you guys around.
Oh, then no, Gerald. Oh, are you keeping
Oh, yes.
that with
There you go. No. I don't need it. Here,
Okay.
here you go.
Darla, do you want to go and check the tracks? I'll talk to the sheriff about this. And
I don't
fill
think
her
we
in.
need to talk to the sheriff about this until we have more information.
Well,
like, if the guards don't know of this person, I doubt the sheriff is either. I have a feeling that this person is probably not in town. These were people who frequently left town. It's probably not
Yeah.
someone who comes into town often.
I'll probably look to that. She's right about that. But if you don't know, the sheriff won't either.
They kind of shrug their shoulders. Probably. Sheriff
Well, what
knows
do you
more than
want
us,
to
though. So maybe she might, maybe she won't. Not sure.
What do you want to do, Darlene?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'll go see if there happens to be any tracks, but it's been multiple days, so it's going to be really hard to see anything.
Well, I'll go ask about this. I'm curious. You're probably right, though. But I've already been there, so I can't really help them much more. But I'll come back there, though. Soon as, but yeah, if you two can take her there. And yeah, I'll go talk to the sheriff.
Yeah, you can.
I should not look at my screen at that point. I'm gonna ignore that.
Yeah, you can go talk to the sheriff.
Out of curiosity, what time of day is it?
It's probably like late
Well, it's
afternoon at
probably-
this point.
Late
Oh.
afternoon, right? Because we came into town late.
I thought we got here early, but okay, no mind. Yeah, get to the sheriff. Ask her if she knows anything about this person and Giraf or whatever it was.
Yeah, she
It was
can
like
let you know
Katrina or
she
something.
doesn't heard
Yeah,
of this
Katrina.
person.
Okay. I also asked her if she knows like anything about like the merchant there, like if he had any enemies in town. Some of them potentially wouldn't like him, stuff like that. I
Who,
would
for the
want them dead.
merchant?
Yes.
No, she shakes her head. No, he is a well-liked person. Not that I know of, anyway.
Oh, well enough. I heard the gods talk about the sage, right?
Yeah.
Let me just think if I think if I would want to talk to him. Let's see. Load it.
Okay,
I
well,
need to
I'm
know.
going
Yeah,
to.
you should do your thing right now.
I'm at that house where we think the body was dragged, and I'm gonna attempt to see if I can see any tracks leading a direction, but
Sure. Survival check. Not bad. But not good enough. There's way too much traffic in this town, and it's been a few days. You can't tell which way he's gone after leaving the house.
okay, so I just wanna, I guess, then check out the one boot print and just take note of anything I can from this boot print. Does it look like, does the boot print look close to like my foot size, or does it look like a lot bigger than my foot size? Like,
It looks like an average adult male foot size.
okay. Okay. Alrighty.
Yep. Alright. So,
One thing I would check for, I don't know if this would be a separate check or you want to encompass it in my last survival check, but I'm going to look for any remnants of blood in any direction, because while like prints and tracks might be hard to find, the blood might still be randomly stuck around somewhere if they're like dripping blood still, or
Yeah. It's possible.
you want me to make another check or just
Give me a
use my own
D100, see if you get lucky, if you can catch a trail of blood. Does your cat have scent, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me reread scent.
Yeah. Open up my cat's page.
Detect approaching enemies, sniff out hidden foes, or track by the sense of smell. Yeah, I'll
pretty
say, yeah, your cat can get the scent of this blood and can try to follow it.
Okay.
I wouldn't head for the stage. I would just head back to where Dahlia is. I have no reason to talk to him. I have reasons, but I don't know like that information that we're talking about. So
Yeah. Do you want to follow it now? Do you want to regroup the party and then follow it, or?
Well, I don't know how long Gerald's going to be, so I would just start following it now, unless we get to the point where we're like dramatically getting out of town.
Yeah, you will get to the point where you're like the scent starts leading out of the town, and you look like it's gonna like you have to travel out of town. So I don't know if you want to go out of town or not, but
Give me a second. You can.
yeah, what's Gerald up to?
Gerald. Now, he is gonna look for the seedy underbelly of this town, if there is one, right? So he's gonna.
every
flip
town
his
has
coat.
some rogues.
Exactly, that's my thought. So it's evening. People are gonna be in bars if there are
Yeah.
bars, right? I'm gonna go find the people. Gonna find the people of the night, right?
Yeah,
Your people.
you can
I'm
easily
gonna, I'm gonna try
find
and get some talking.
there is a quite shady tavern with some scrupulous individuals inside. It's quite
That
busy. It's
is rude, John. They're all nice people that have like grandmothers at home, and
yeah, this
And I'm sure
tavern
they
is
have many scruples.
is the one you're looking for. I assume it has a lot of the lower class kind of people.
Yeah.
You're expecting to find not your uptight nobles here. Well, there's no nobles in the
that's
city, but
going for.
yeah, it's not super busy, but it has like
Yeah.
20 plus people in here.
I'd probably do some drinking, some socializing, some conversing, and I'm gonna try to steer some conversation some way, right?
Yeah.
Mainly, this lovely holy symbol of Arfan, right? Seems to me personally, right? A necklace, a golden coin, a god's holy symbol on it. That's somewhat distinct, right? Now, what if someone, let's say, were to start inquiring about something similar, right? A gift for a cleric friend of his that is an Arfan cleric, right? And, you know, it probably would make his birthday if I could get him a nice gift of that caliber, right? So, you know, as you get drunk with people, as you get talking with them, you mention stuff like that, right? And you see if anyone bites, if they seem to know things about something like that, right? If there's any trail I can pick up there.
Yeah, you get drinking, you get talking, you do a little thieves' cant here and there, and you'll get pointed out to an individual named, who is this guy? Edmund. You kind of get pointed his direction if you're looking for objects of value that may or may not be available. And yeah, you're walking over to you're pointed over to this table. He shoos off someone he's talking to, and he says, "Hello, I am told you are looking for something very special."
Yes, indeed.
The shit has many wares.
Tell me, my friend, what do you seek?
Well, see, my friend, he's a right old cleric, you know, one of them holy types, and he does really love his daddy god, right, as they all do, and his particular persuasion, he goes after Arfan. You know,
Not the
And-
most popular of gods, but
true. That's essentially why I'm here. I'm trying to get the man a real nice birthday present. And as you know, I had something in mind. You know, something holy symbol like you could wear around the neck, possibly. I thought that's, you know, a nice gift. He's gonna like that. You know, maybe golden, maybe just something fancy, like you know how it is. I think he'd enjoy that. And so, you know, got talking to some people around here, and they recommend you. It's that you're the guy for stuff like that.
well, it's your lucky day. I have just come into my possession something exactly as you describe. A little too exact. He kind of squints his eyes at you, makes a sense motive check.
Yeah, you know, he can sense the motive all he wants, but I'm in front of this guy, and I put my hands together, and he knows my motive, right? I project my motive, and I'm like, and my friend, I believe, if you can tell me a nice story of where it came from, I can pay much more than what it's worth.
That is your true request. The person who sold it to me wanted discretion, so you'll have to pay me
Of
quite
course,
a
I
bit
would
more.
have to pay for your discretion. Which I know it doesn't come cheap, but it's quite important to me. you
Not
know.
cheap at all. I don't take betraying clients lightly, but there is a price for everything, which everyone is
There
aware.
is.
And he'll roll a ruby coin to you, that glows slightly. The offer is complete the contract and you'll get your information.
Yeah.
Oh. Fuck.
Let's take a look at the contract.
Yeah, you look at the coin. Doesn't say anything on it. It's you look at it closely. It has like etched into it, really into the ruby, almost like a skull into it. It radiates slight light to let you know it's magical. And he'll say, "If you accept, I'll tell you the details."
Let's see if I'm gonna accept this. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do.
And okay, now Felix, remember that the guild at least had something like against Ruby coin business.
Oh yes, I'm aware. I personally have something against Ruby coin business.
Ah, yeah, more heaven. But yeah, just a friendly reminder.
Yeah. I am going to solemnly slide it back to him, and I'm gonna say, "Well, I'm sorry. That's part of the trade I've given up a while ago.
It is your choice.
There's another way we can do it. We can, but if not, I will find my information another way. That's cool too."
I'm afraid this is the only way. It's revealing sources of that type of information cannot be done cheaply.
Yes, that is true. Well,
But please, have more drink. Enjoy yourself. On me. He kind of waves his hand, and another drink will be brought to you, and he'll actually leave the table. And
I
collect in the
will
coin.
like pick out a small piece of paper and write down a business card. I was like, if you want to give the guy that got you this thing, that's also, would be appreciated.
He'll take it, and he'll say, "The person that gave it to me," and wink at you.
Yes.
What does the paper say? It's just like
The
your
paper
contact?
is just essentially it's like it's my name, just Gerald, and it's like is on your tracks.
All right. Any other ways to suss out this information you want to do?
For now, not. But I am gonna enjoy myself a little longer till this guy fucking leaves. And then I'm gonna see if I can't just be a sneaky little thiefling and figure out if, he just decides to take this paper to this guy sooner rather than later. Who knows?
Just a quick question, Whitney. How long do you have?
About an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, you will be waiting until closing time if you want to tail him. He stays until last call, basically.
I won't stay that long. I will
Okay.
stay a while, right? And then I'll leave and I'll be hiding nearby, observing.
Okay, yeah. You can be hiding out. Give me a take 20 stealth. You can take time to find a nice spot and hide as best you can. Very nice.
Do you want to go back to? Would I meet up with Dahlia? Because basically I'm heading back to the house after I'm done with the sheriff.
Sure. Because I think, Dahlia, you stop when you reach the edge of the town with your scent tracking, right? And you're waiting for the party to reconvene?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could eventually meet up with Dahlia.
You're alright. But, wanted to, I guess, cross all dots, whatever you say.
Well,
Did you
I
find
got,
anything?
my cat is able to track this blood, but I didn't want to go farther than the outskirts of town without all of us here.
Right, I'm a Gerald, that might be an issue.
Might be.
Padded up with him. I don't think we're gonna see him much for the rest of the day.
Well, did we decide where we're like staying for the night?
I don't think
Nope.
so.
Yeah, I feel like we probably should have done that, or even would have done that. But
Yeah, you guys could have decided if you
Yeah.
guys are here by the end of the night, you want to stay in X place if you want.
I think we would have done that for sure, because that makes sense. If you're in the evening in a new town and you're planning to stay the night.
Yeah, there's a moderate inn you guys could have selected to stay in.
Yeah.
There's not
I'm
many
just
inns.
going to.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have my cat like point out to me an area that smells really strongly to him of like the scent, or like even if there's something that I can bring from their house that has like the scent, and just like put it in a bag so that when we come back here later, I can have him like re-sniff it and like catch the scent trail better.
Sure, you can find a piece of fabric soaked in the blood of whatever was here and
Yeah,
roll it
and then
up,
I'll
put it in a
just
bag, and take
head
it.
to the inn, I guess, and wait for Gerald to come back.
I'll bid you two gentlemen a good evening. Thank you for your help.
That's to the two guards that were with us.
What do you say to them? Sorry.
That I bid them a good evening and thank you for the help.
Yep. They say good luck and keep your pervert friend from peeking on anyone.
He let me know he can't do it more than once a day. So,
That doesn't matter. One peek is unconscionable. Make sure he's keeping the power in check.
I will. Don't worry.
Yeah, they will part from you.
I just love the fact that these two random guys with Sphinx Giants, giant pervert.
Oh well.
Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't tell people what we can do, because what if it got back around to people who we
Yep.
don't want to know what we can do?
Yup.
Yep, I know that. There's for Gorgo, like it's a bit more like, oh okay, I'm gonna see if I can trust these with this spell. Just didn't trust but you know, it doesn't think they're gonna bring it back to her.
Well, yeah, but like, what if you're wrong and they're not trustworthy and they do pass it along to someone? It's better just don't tell anyone. Like, I don't want you telling people the stuff I can do that, like, I don't advertise. So, like, I don't want everyone to know that I talk to birds. People will think I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you guys know that, like, I get good information from talking to birds. So, maybe just not the type of things that we should be telling everyone.
I was a bit surprised they asked me back. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, you didn't have to answer, and I'm just saying maybe
I'll have to
next
be
time
right back.
don't answer.
Sorry about that.
No worries. But yeah, you guys can get settled in the inn. It's not super comfortable, but you guys can get your own rooms. You can get settled in while Gerald's off doing his own roguey stuff. Is there anything else you guys want to do during the night, or?
Actually, I will work on my my thing while I
Okay.
have time to do it. Oh,
Sure.
I'm just saying some frustrated prayers to Kala and Forno tonight about probably it's kind of like me, like internally venting, like where it's like a prayer, but I'm also like, oh, I'll just think to myself like this stupid cleric dare like tell me that like my praise to like the two of you isn't as good as her praise to Serial, blah blah blah. I'm just like being annoyed and venting about her bullshit as I'm like giving
Excellent.
praise to my gods tonight, because it's just like,
Let's go back to Gerald. You're staking out the doorway
Yes.
to catch him leaving.
Yes, just a real quick thing. I'm sorry about that, but there seems to have been a massive gank in my life, so
Oh,
can
okay.
we try and finish this quickly?
Sure,
I
sure,
may
sure.
have to leave. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
good old classic family gang.
perception check to just see him leaving.
I'm gonna take 2 on this one because
Yeah.
of my thing. Just roll it twice. Perfect.
Yeah, you see past last call. You don't see him leave.
One question actually, whatever
good.
this, could he have used also his once a day thing to reroll?
I'm giving him like
That's what-
he's like looking at the door. You would have seen him if he didn't leave, and it's like last call.
That's why I'm doing the once a day thing, right?
Well,
This
no,
is-
yeah, but you have 2 things now, right? With it, you have one where you can like have advantage basically on it, and then you have your other thing.
I get my other thing for stealth and not for my the
Oh.
thing I have is special for stealth, right? I
Well, no,
have
no.
special
Didn't you unlock a
stealth
thing was like
expertise.
you could have advantage on a single check, and then you have a thing where you could re-roll a check.
That is stealth. I can only reroll stealth because
That was
stealth
specific-
is my
okay.
chosen expert special skill.
Oh, I thought that was just only for sniping.
No.
Ah, okay, gotcha. That's why I got it wrong.
But yeah, clearly he either is sleeping in there or he has not left.
I just didn't catch him or something, right? It happens.
No, you're like
then I'm
confident you would have saw him if he left.
All right.
You're just like he's either in there still or he's
He might also have a different way out, so
yeah.
that's more likely. So I'm gonna fuck off and take a rest and try not to get ambushed in the night. So I'm gonna take some precautions. So yeah, I'm gonna rejoin with the gang. Say might get ambushed soon, so we should be careful. But other than that, we're good.
I mean, I guess basically you probably want to stop now, Felix, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah, because
If
we're
possible.
gonna have to stop now because there will be something happening in the night.
Ah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
If
Then
you
my
guys
only
are
question is,
sleeping
John,
here.
when I started my thing, am I able to finish before or no?
What are you starting and what? How long? Does
The item that I messaged you about. The stone thing.
it take? Well, how long does it take you to make that?
It like magic items is just like it takes like I can work up to 1,000 gold a day, and I can make one magic item a day. That's pretty much it. Is on the magical items. It only costs 150.
Oh, so yeah, you could finish it early in the night and then be ready for
Okay.
bed.
Yeah, I will make that item. But basically, I hand you a stone, Felix. Well, not a stone, like a pearl thing.
Cool. Figure out what that does later.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys experience. And then
Thank you.
we'll close her out.
I'm just gonna do a quick test thing here, see if I can send this to you now,
Mm-hmm.
and then just delete the Felix if I can.
All right, you all
Yep.
should have got your experience.
I have
Shoot.
gotten some experience. Yes.
Show.
So next
Okay,
time
yeah.
we'll start in the
Yeah, I will delete new FDFD.
we will start in the evening of this night where you guys are awakened by. Well, first of all, we'll figure out your precautions and stuff, and then we'll
Yeah.
start there.
I got some wire. I got some bells.
Yeah. So yeah, anything else you guys want on the record, or I'm gonna cut the stream.
I'm good.
No.
All right, record off, stream going down. Anyone who's watching, thank you, and goodbye.